Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. So we're on to our next option and very possibly the last option as far as trying to get the hitching down as much as possible, if not completely eliminated. I am now in borderless windowed mode, which gets rid of the refresh rate because that's something the engine just won't be able to control. It gets rid of vertical sync because that's something it can't control, and it gets rid of aspect ratio because that's something it can't control. So it takes three major things, all of which might be related to hitching, out of the controls of TT Games' Lego engine and puts it directly onto Windows, because this is effectively a Windows application window like Notepad or MS Paint would be. It just happens to be borderless and the exact same resolution. In fact, if I change this resolution, I'd almost certainly just make it smaller, and there would be edges that I could see the desktop on. The only other thing I could even think about changing, short of looking up some really crazy launch commands to minimize the amount of memory it uses, would be to switch from DirectX 11 to DirectX 9. We've already been down that path. I mean, in the same way I could turn off FSAA in quality, shadow quality, depth of field, none of these things should be turned off for my computer, and for this game in particular. It should have no problem running that. Every episode so far we've had to cover this, and it's getting in the way. Certainly, the hitching is a major problem, and it's certainly the reason why there are at least 3 or 4 LEGO games out there that I haven't played and covered because of it. Let's continue the story, though. The one thing that really caught my attention is when I realized every single LEGO game I had played on my new computer, which isn't even a new computer by now, it's a couple years old. Like, every single game had this hitching issue, and only my games I had played on my gaming laptop, which was much less powerful, had somehow managed to not have that. In theory, I could try to play these games on the gaming laptop, but it would be far too much of a hassle to be worth it. I would have to update so much software. And see, immediately we had a hitch. And maybe that's related to it loading in some things. Also, while we're here, since I exited it out, we need to make sure that the stud magnet is on, and I guess it is going to stay on. Fast interact, fast build are available for purchase, but that's not really worth it to purchase right now. And we have yet another big open area where I imagine it interesting. Is this a mine section? Is that... No, it just resets you. Interesting. So I can throw my staffs, and all of these open worlds don't really feel like hub worlds, or if they are hub worlds, I would feel more accurate to describe them as sections of levels that were cut out in favor of a large amount of mini games and shooting segments that we've seen so far. Like, I could definitely get the feeling that a mission could have been built around walking around an area like this. It's not really worth it to run around too much. Okay, those are mines. Good to know. Lego caution sign. Decent mix of Lego and non-Lego elements. Although a lot of these walls feel like they would be better if there's a little bit of Lego on it. Just, you know, 1 or 2 bricks even on these surfaces. It would be nice. Let's see, I don't want to go too far until I've checked everything out, but I'm probably wasting my time. Breaking TVs. There's probably some achievements, but I'm saying probably too often. More than likely you don't want to try to hunt down any achievements until you've played the game story mode through. There's a significant chance that you're going to run into far fewer achievements that need to be collected, because so many of them will just happen in natural gameplay. For instance, I'm breaking all of these TVs that I see not because I think that inherently there's just going to be an achievement, but I also think that it's going to be an interesting thing to do, at least partially. Actually, it would just have to be an achievement because we're not getting any numbers or anything. This is a pretty circular open world. It's rounded out with little things to see here and there, but for the most part, nothing too important. This is a much easier area to move forward on than the last 2 open areas. But if every single level is going to have an open area like this, in the same way that Lego Marvel Superheroes did that, every single level had an open world section. Hold Y and select this to allow you to choose the vehicle. It just comes out of nowhere? That seems crazy. That seems like they've shortchanged me an opportunity to build this speeder at least one time. It would have been so easy to have a pile over here and a pile over there. Assemble it. And wasn't there a section in the movie where she was fixing the speeder? Like, couldn't we have started with that? And now this big round open area feels a lot more like a racetrack and a area specifically designed to let you fly around. Now clearly not all areas can be like this. That just is not going to work. It would, I suppose, slightly explain some of the mines everywhere. I guess we didn't run into any sinking sand. There's another TV. Apparently the mines don't really even get triggered unless you're right over them. And again, we'll come back into this whole section later when we have more characters and more abilities. And what is this?
The First Order casts its shadow into every corner of the galaxy. These are dark times.
So this is another gold brick final level, which may have been in the main game and may not have been. The equivalent of something like this was in LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Collection, but that game came out before season passes and DLCs were really a thing, and honestly those extra bits may very well have not been in the original releases. Interesting. There's a shield and a bunch of people. And the characters aren't saying anything. This is inherently the problem with only using audio from the movie and not even having new voice actors or paying the voice actors to do some extra lines of dialogue. Instead of doing what LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Collection did, which was have everybody just make noises and gesture in funny ways, they've now 100% come to rely on a very cheap implementation of having the characters speak that causes the characters to be very quiet in sections. More than likely I'm missing a TV there anyways, but I am gonna get something for beating up these guys. Let's hit the B button a few times and see what this is. This is probably just going to unlock a character token that I may have to purchase. Yep. Hey, it's Han Solo frozen in carbonite. So that is the new character tokens as the carbonite bricks. Good choice, I suppose. I'll have to wait till somebody has the Force to use that. Meanwhile, that was also kind of a waste of time. BB-8. I think I solved that perfectly. I'm not 100% certain.
I'll see if I can pull down the override. Oh, I might have to do a little rebuilding.
It doesn't feel like there's a third option on this one.
I am definitely gonna get fired because of this. I really gotta stop baiting everyone who comes to the...
Can you zap that, BB-8?
I really gotta stop baiting everyone who comes to the gate. Probably half the reason we keep getting raided.
It's a kind of awkward puzzle having this charge potion, this charge panel, and unnecessary really to have that extra movement.
I guess I'll go see if anyone else is hiring.
And apparently if you just walk far enough away, you'll get your staff back. Is this the village where Poe Dameron got the guns? Are we going kind of in a circle? Or what? Interesting. This isn't the same village. There seems to be a decent amount of things around. Alright, so how do we... We need a droid person. A clone trooper. Or somebody with a clone trooper hat, at least. To get one more character. Feels like this is the first area where we could have collected all of any Carbonite characters. So maybe it is kind of unnecessary to go back and search the other areas specifically for those collectibles. But there's definitely other collectibles we will have to search. This is a weird looking alien. I guess it's because it's of the mask. Let's see. Wasting a lot of time, and we haven't even started the level. Just trying to get a bearing. And this here is the Millennium Falcon, which Rey is somehow going to become in charge of, according to the movie. As best as I know, at least. Well, they wanted me to do this and hit B, so let's do this and hit B and continue the story from there. Seems like there was probably a DLC story continuation, or maybe chapter 4 you could just skip to that point. Yeah, but that was about 15 minutes, and just to get to this. I certainly see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it more realistic and more bearable to have the kids play the levels twice. But they're arguing against their own intentions, basically. The reason why the game is designed in such a way is so it is good bang for your buck. Lots of gameplay for lots of time. So almost anything you add to this game that wastes time is sort of acceptable. Like, so there's really no reason to speed it up. And if you do feel like the game is too long, if you're going past a 60 to 100 hour mark, like, because I could certainly see some kids taking 100 hours or longer to get 100% on a game like this, you just need to edit it out completely. And there's a hitch. So the thought here is hitches are happening when we're in borderless window mode in a cutscene. So
1/4 portion.
Last week they were a half portion each.
What about the droid?
What about him?
I'll pay for him 60 portions.
Actually, the droids are not for sale. Come on.
So he's selling food
Get that droid.
on this desert planet. Which, of course, you meet the main character, the main protagonist of episode 4 on the desert planet. They really could have thought of some different things. Even if they were just going to do episode 4 again.
This droid says you stole it. Where'd you get it? It belongs to his master.
Belonged to Poe Dameron, right? He was captured by the First Order. I helped him escape, but our ship crashed. Poe didn't make it.
So you're with the Resistance?
So Poe Dameron just died.
Yes, I am. With the Resistance, yeah. I am with the Resistance.
He's not with the Resistance.
To get back to your base.
he has a map that leads to Luke Skywalker, and everyone's after it.
Also, I guess the assumption here is that the entire Star Wars universe, while it does have modern technology to make different types of clothes and process and machine clothing, it is so rare that you can assume only one person in the entire universe, in the universe where people can fly from planet to planet, mind you, only one person in the universe has that jacket. That's basically what they just said. Now we're back into a level and we're trying our best to... Let's switch over to Finn and see if maybe his movements will possibly cause a little less hitching and just speed things up. Am I not supposed to hit A and crawl into this? I guess only she can do that.
Hold on, I'll find a way through for you.
They're attacking me with shovels. That's an interesting attack when I press B. I guess they just buried that guy up to his head. So how does this work? Here? It's a crossbolt. And now let's see what else we can build with it.
I'll need to get access to the car.
So what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to come up here and spin myself up? Okay. They do put a little bit of a spin on the story here. In episode 4, it was Luke Skywalker who felt like he was just the incidental character who was being taken along for the ride. And here it's Finn that's more of the incidental character that's getting involved in things he shouldn't be. Slight differences in the story, sure.
How did you get access codes for an Imperial ship?
I wonder how much of the dialogue of the movie did they really end up using. Feels like maybe 40–60%. I would know better if I had actually seen the movie. Certainly. I'm certainly going in uninformed, but that is also a very possible way in which kids would enjoy this game, is if they haven't seen the movie. I could even see some parents saying, you can't actually go watch the movie because you're too young, but you can play the Lego version of the game, because I trust that to be slightly more kid-friendly than even a Disney movie. Alright, let's... I guess you don't get that... you just don't get that mode unless you're... And I'm trying to target people and it's not actually working. It's easier just to tap X and it will auto-target in a general direction. Alright, let's break this. come back this way. And that was... Was there another thing it could be, or is it just two options again? Kind of feels like they've decided to lower it down to two options now. Which I'm okay with that. I didn't like when it was three. Apparently we can ride this. Maybe there's an achievement in doing that.
Can you get through there, BB-8?
Alright, so BB-8 needs to go through here. The problem with the way this doorway looks is that the black space looks like it is the positive space, and the white silver rods that are hanging down looks like it is the negative space to my eye. So it just looks backwards, and it looks like I'm looking at something that's not a gateway. Which, that's weird, certainly, because there was already several instances in which they've made crawl spaces and gateways like that, and it's been very obvious what they were. We'll just save ourselves some frustration and kill all of these guys first. And then I'm just gonna try and tap as quickly as possible to solve that minigame. A great argument could be made that the minigame I just did is unnecessary. Very possibly some of the other minigames that exist in this game are unnecessary. It's a lot more difficult to decide that a game needs some well-placed editing than it is just to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And for a Lego kids game, either solution works pretty well, frankly. You can either wait and try everything, or you can try to be a little bit more conservative with it. And had they taken out one of the hacking minigames, one of the charging minigames, you're probably only going to remove, ooh, interesting sombrero hat character. You probably would have only saved yourself a few minutes, maybe 20 or 30 minutes in total. Like, here's a great example where you probably don't need this QuickTime event. If you just popped up here and hit B, that would have been fine. One of the beauties of Lego games is the child is encouraged, the player is encouraged, to run around and press buttons at random regardless of whether it does anything or not. So there's kind of no reason to demand a player actually press those buttons in some events. You're just kind of complicating things for not the greatest of reasons.
Don't fall in. Sinking sand.
Apparently I'm not supposed to fall in. And the B ability is, I think, specifically designed to take you out of fights. So you just get enough of a combo until you get that B prompt, and then you can finish the fight. Which that has been a thing that was a mainstay and also kind of potentially annoying when playing Lego games. But in the real sense, that is the Lego games. If you don't like running around shooting things and fighting the constant flow of enemies, you're really not gonna like the game. I'm trying to find where the remaining things are. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. And this is not a rebuild item. This is probably the first item we've seen that's a non-rebuild item. A bunch of different colored crates there that I would almost argue probably couldn't be built in the real world with real world Legos until rather recently, because those pieces probably didn't come in such a variety of color. Lego has off and on expands the different types of pieces in different colors, and sometimes they phase things in and sometimes they phase things out, so it is possible that a lot more can be built, although some of it may require significant amounts of money to buy out of print pieces. We're about to the point of True Jedi, so that implies to me that there's not as much left in this game, in this level. I think I'm going to have to risk it and say I believe with the borderless windows modes we have fixed hitching enough.
Does he want us to ride him?
Good idea, BB-8. Stay close.
Yeah. And so you have what looks like the same creatures, but one with machinery on them and one without. Yep. As soon as I say I think we fixed hitching, the hitching comes back.
Steady there.
And we can just ride this guy and try and kill some people.
That's the way out.
Yeah, I think bonus Windows mode will do. It's still hitching, definitely, but well enough for this modern version. And maybe, just maybe, in the next Lego game, and I've said this probably for 5 or 6 Lego games that have come out over the course of the past 3 or 4 years, maybe the next one will be the engine that they finally fix everything on. And hitching will go away. Frankly, it's more likely by the time I play the next Lego game that I'm willing to purchase, because I only purchase these things when they're on sale for $10, which, in all honesty, is all I think they're probably worth. If you're paying full price. This guy seems like he would give me that, but what do I need to do to convince him to give me a mini kit? Seems like I could almost just get close enough to it and touch it. I probably need to have the Force, or dig up all these sand creatures. That sure took a while for those pieces to disappear. Yeah, for $10 used on sale, not used, or $10 used if you're playing a console version. These Lego games are fine. I could certainly see that people making an argument that they are not worth the $60 they originally come out with, particularly now that all the kinds of scumminess that you come to expect from video game companies are now involved in here with DLC. I guess the Lego games, in fairness, have yet to have microtransactions or loot boxes in them and downright gambling. So I guess I have to applaud that somewhat.
What?
Yeah, but more than likely, by the time the next Lego game comes out, I have a good chance of just purchasing a new video card. Of course, I won't be purchasing a completely new computer, so if it is something specifically in the in my computer or my setup, then a new video card probably won't fix it. And that certainly is a chance.
Come on, there's a quad jumper over the other side of the spaceport.
But I certainly cannot afford, particularly with YouTube not monetizing any of my videos or giving anybody really any ad revenue anymore. I can't afford building a new computer just to play Lego games. Nor do I really need to build a new computer to play most games.
Got stormtroopers incoming.
Well, we did get the True Jedi mode. Very loud sound effect. The previous Lego games had also a rather loud sound effect when you got True Jedi. We haven't found the red brick, and that seems like we may have missed it, or very possibly it's just not collectible. Why not just run around and see? This might be the red brick. There's another hitch. It's kind of funny. Most of the hitching now is happening in the instance of the in-engine cutscenes. Alright, build one thing over here. This is beach ball. Am I supposed to do something with the beach ball? There's a rocket launcher.
We'll have to go through the control tower.
Was there anything else to build? So yes, these are the gold things. Guess there's nothing else.
We've got to get through this wall.
Maybe there's a way over. We should check up there.
Supposed to be going the other way, I guess. What am I supposed to do here? Agile characters can climb up here.
There's a vent up here, but it's blocked. I'm gonna need a hand.
And see, I can't. Seems like there's a lot of extra life in these characters that you just didn't see in the previous movies. Maybe that's a waste of. Maybe that's a waste of resources and CGI when they made the movies. Maybe that's just for this game and not really an issue that was in the the real movie. Let's see. So there's... Seems like I can't target. Is there another way? Okay. So come over here and move this direction. They still have yet to properly program the spinning of these controls. Still doesn't quite work. And now we can do this.
Oh, that sounded smashy.
I think I know how we can take down that wall now.
Yes, whoa.
Meanwhile, over here, let's this. We would need a Chewbacca for this, so this must be the extra mini kit or something. Make sure we look at everything and do everything.
Destroying everything. There they are.
And see, here's yet another new mini interaction.
It's all right. The jump is just through here.
And it makes sense to rotate the left stick on a valve.
Humorous. We're putting up shields.
There's no way around. We're gonna have to take them out.
Alright.
Dropping off more stormtroopers.
I got hit. So, I suppose this is a mini game in danger. Like, you've got to mitigate danger by looking and seeing if who's gonna get too close, who's gonna shoot you. Can I hit the gonk droid? Doesn't seem like Finn has the actual ability to overcharge his pistol like Poe Dameron.
Another troop transport inbound. It's not a blaster turret.
Here come more of them.
So if Poe Dameron's not here, he can't really scan anything, so that whole scanning mechanic is also probably not gonna happen for a while.
We've got more ships heading for us.
Interesting, I had 9 more characters to kill, and it added some winter cutscene. TT Games must have been so proud of this. And this feels like this is better than what they've been doing before, to be fair. The fly around sections never felt quite very Lego-y. But honestly, I would kind of prefer if they had just stuck with the fly around sections instead of the first person shooter sections. This feels too mature, too violent. It's just the camera being zoomed in makes it feel less kid-friendly.
Hey, what's that? I think they shot something off those storage cases.
There's apparently a guy over there just sunbathing. Let's see, I needed him to be able to run this way.
Can you sabotage it from your side, Vivian?
Gotta get this in the right place. Slows down the game. Like, we're in the middle of a fight, and BB-8's... I mean, I understand the idea here. They want to be able to let BB-8 contribute in a world where he really wouldn't have been able to contribute much. And this certainly feels like this is the only way this was going to end. How do we take this down? That way. You don't have to kill all the flyers, just a certain number.
That one's garbage.
They're talking about the Millennium Falcon. And in-game cutscene, so all these studs are here. I'd prefer to play as Finn. And when you have 3 characters on the screen, that becomes less than easy. As another hitch. Feels like I missed a lot of collectibles, including the red brick. But we've got to be near the end. We're going rather late. So that's his B attack when he has the zapper out. We SN1FU. I guess you don't pronounce it that way, do you? You pronounce it snafu. What does snafu can do? He can clear Lego mounds. He vacuums up Lego. Interesting. Is this Han Solo in the background? Alright, so which way we want to build? Left or right?
BB-8, you access that panel?
Still have to hit B if you're right on top of it. Press upward to spin. And then we'll break this and then build it onto this one. And this is just another turret gun. I suppose the idea is we're gonna get up into this and start shooting. These are missile turrets. Very limited range as far as where you can go. You can't hit the Millennium Falcon. You can't hit anything on the ground. If we don't find a red brick in this level, then you're kind of opening the door to a gameplay where I don't ever find the score multipliers. It's unlikely that that would happen, though. If I miss the score times 2, I imagine I could find the score times 4. I imagine the score times 4 could be anywhere between maybe 2 million and 8 million. There's another hitch. If your job is to suck up pieces, then let's have you do your job. No button or trigger, you just walk over it, which I'm happy with that. I don't think you need a button prompt. There's a mini kit. And how much further can we go? Not Not really any further. So you build your mini kit and collect it. That's the second one we found. They're getting more difficult.
Over here.
And we just hit Y to jump in.
You ever fly this thing?
No! This ship hasn't flown in years!
I can do this.
I can do this. I can do this.
It feels quite like a betrayal that Han Solo would leave the Millennium Falcon somewhere or trade it. Or even let somebody steal it from them. If she was gonna get the Millennium Falcon from on some dead ship planet, then Han Solo needed to be on the planet himself with it, or he needed to be dead to explain it. Dead or in prison. And you could have opened the door for a prison break sequence. I mean, pretty much everything has already been done in Star Wars, so if you're gonna get accused of just remaking previous scenes anyways, you could have put them out of order. That would have been interesting, actually, if Rey broke Han Solo out of prison so that you could get the ship. In fact, that's pretty much what happened, wasn't it? Finn broke Poe Dameron out of prison because they needed a pilot. So why wasn't that Han Solo? Now, arguably, Harrison Ford is not that good of an actor, and so it's possible that they didn't want to give those lines to that character to him. But that also seems kind of crazy. Yeah, it seems like it's bad writing to add Poe Dameron to the story just to effectively kill him off. And I think, if I was to guess, I would suspect heavily that what we're flying over right now is a less detailed section of the big open area that we walked around before this. Okay, so I can speed up. The controls are pretty bad. These flying sections in the original Lego games, at least, were produced by a third party, and they weren't very good at all. And they came back in the Complete Saga and fixed some of the races and flying sections to make it a better experience. But I'm getting a lot of that feeling here of just not great things. I still don't even know what flying through the ring does. I guess it just gets you all the studs around it. It certainly looks like something that's breakable, but it's apparently not. Nor is there anything in there. Nor are we really seeing any numbers appear when we shoot things, so there will be a red brick almost certainly that points to all the places where mini kits are, and when we have that red brick, well, we'll use that to find things that we may have missed before. This is exactly like the section we just played in the prologue a few levels ago, where you're flying in a very narrow corridor. There could have been, for the game itself, that should have been separated out. If the prologue wasn't such a tutorial level, and instead there was a regular tutorial level from the movie, you could have had the prologue section happen
You gotta tell us where your base is.
near the end of the game.
I'm not with the resistance, okay? I'm just trying to get away from the First Order. But you tell us where the base is, I'll get you there first. Deal?
So where's your base? The Ilenium
Yes,
system.
the Elenium system, that's the one. As fast as you can.
Forgive me.
I kind of get the idea
I feel it again.
that BB-8 might be a pyromaniac.
Supreme Leader senses it. Show me again the power of the darkness. And I will let nothing stand in our way. Show me, Grandfather.
So Kylo Ren idolizes
Sir,
Lord Vader,
we were unable to acquire the
as you
droid
can
on
look at
Jakku.
his
Escape capture aboard
room.
a stolen Corellian YT model freighter.
The droid stole a freighter.
Not exactly, sir. It had help.
FM 2187.
The two were accompanied by a girl.
Now, I remember people talking about him basically throwing a teenage fit,
What girl?
and they're making fun of it in this game even. That it was pretty ridiculous even in the movie. Yeah, we're already at 500,000, so if I had found the red brick, I would have been able to probably unlock something important. But I didn't. I'm also noticing I'm not really seeing a autosave because the save is happening so fast. Like, so I don't know exactly what screen it happens on. It's probably at the end of all of this. Finn and Rey. I feel like this very possibly could have been the first level in the beginning of the movie, and everything before this was unnecessary elements. Unless, of course, Poe Dameron for some reason comes back. Again, I did not see a save, so I don't have a clue when it does save. The hitching at least is manageable now. It's not terrible. At the very least, I think we can make it through the story mode, probably through the entire gameplay to 100%. Unless the hitching just gets worse and worse and worse, which has happened in some of the LEGO games. We are nearly an hour, I would say, into recording. It took quite a lot longer than it probably should. And I suppose there's 14 more levels. So quite a lot to do too. I guess that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. And if you want to support me even further, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.